God, I can't find a clock. Jack, can you please tell me what the time is?
I don't know, but maybe Tom can tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's podcast time. Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Bloody Blah with me, Tom Feeney.
Me, Dale Harris.
And me, Jack Elliott.
Well, first of all, we would like to apologise for being a day late. Dale told me to mention that to you. You know, the crowd dying to know where it was last night. We're sorry, I was away on business. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next edition of Blah
D.
Blah.
And well, the regular segment, we start this every week. News of the week. Dale Harris. Some sad news. It broke yesterday, and well, you're going to discuss it.
Oh, some very sad news. The news that 6 British soldiers went missing and presumed dead in Afghanistan. You know, as Tom was saying, it's the biggest loss of life since of British soldiers since they've one collective day since they've been out to Afghanistan.
Well, they've been in Afghanistan for 11 years, and six British soldiers dying in one incident hasn't happened before, and hope to God it doesn't happen again.
David Cameron, British Prime Minister, was quoted as saying that it's a sad day in British history and lives, and it was a very sad day to hear about that.
Yeah.
Jack?
Well, it's the biggest loss of life since the Nimrod disaster 8 years ago, isn't it? But it is just awful news to hear that another 6 lives have been lost out in Afghanistan. And also the fact that 5 of them were from Yorkshire, which of course, you know, where we're podcasting from now, from Leeds. It just hits you that much harder, I think, when they're all from the same sort of area as you.
But this brings out for me a more poignant question: should they even be there? Do we need to be there?
Well, can I just first of all say that Jack, it was 6 years ago. It was 2006, the Nimrod disaster. But I yesterday I was on business, and I had to speak to people and about this incident. And one of the people I spoke to said, David Cameron, get our troops out now. What is the point? It is a war we're never going to win.
No.
The aim is to get British soldiers out by 2014, 2015 at the latest. So what is the point of them being there? The people there who, you know, the Taliban, they know when Britain are going to leave. So, you know, what is the point of them being there right now when people are dying? You know, it's a tragedy.
In my opinion, there's always going to be terrorists, insurgents around. It's not like a national army when they're all running with uniform and that they know who they are and under an organisation. There's different terrorism groups, and they're dressed mainly as civilians.
Yeah. Also, Afghanistan. It was all. I always thought it was a bit over optimistic to defeat the Taliban.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a group of people who they've been. Their ancestors have been fighting for the last 2,500-3,000 years. And it's. I don't see the point of our troops being there.
Well, I think this is a worthy discussion. At the Bloody Blah, if you have got any comments regarding, servicemen in Afghanistan, should British soldiers be there? That is the question, Dale.
I was just going to link it to how the dangers of the Taliban in the way that obviously you two have heard of George Washington, from the original US president.
Yes.
And he talked about the tactics he used when, obviously, the revolution. He got it from when he was with the British Army, and they're invading an island, and the islanders, they use kind of similar tactics to what the Taliban use. They maybe dressed in camouflage or whatever, and they'd just spring and do quick attacks, then disappear, and that's what the Taliban do. And how can you fight an organisation which you can't see?
Yeah.
Well, it's really sad news, and we hope that the families who have lost the individuals that we hope that they have, time to grieve before the soldiers are revealed. I think that's important as well.
Yeah.
The soldiers' families have been informed, but I hope that they are given, especially six soldiers, that a lot of family members to be told, really. Well, from one piece of news, terrible piece of news.
Well, Tom, you've got still sad piece of news. Obviously, hopefully not quite to that level.
No, of course, with of course the loss of life, but this could be the loss of a football club, which, of course, in terms of what we've just talked about, it's insignificant. But Rangers Football Club are in a real bad way. The administrators yesterday postponing talks regarding wage cuts after so many players said that, you know what, we will not have our wages cut. And this is something which I think is disgusting. I really do. I think you have got footballers who have no interest in the team they play for. Let's face it. In my opinion, you have got to look at players like Greg Wild, a Rangers-born lad who on Monday left the club. He released a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase what he said. He said, "For the past 2 weeks, I haven't been sleeping properly. I haven't been eating properly. Why? Because the football club I love is in trouble. If getting me off the wage bill will result in this club not going into liquidation, it's a risk I'm willing to take." And I commend Greg Wild so much for that, because at the end of the day, I know a lot of clubs are interested in Greg Wild. Aston Villa are reported to have made an offer today, but he's taken a big risk there, leaving a stable job. And it is players, in their mid-30s, the Carlos Boganecras, players like that, who seem very unwilling to take a wage cut because they know when they leave Rangers, what is going to be plan B for them? Where are they going to go? Any thoughts, you guys?
Right, exactly. But football clubs, they can tend to annoy me with. They don't seem to see it coming with the big wages and the big transfer fees and whatever. And I think it's about time they brought in wage caps like they're doing rugby, because you've got Rangers, you've got Birmingham, Coventry, Port Vale, all clubs that are struggling to stay afloat and may not be around much longer.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with a wage cap, but 75% would be a massive wage cut to take. I can't imagine, if we're looking at other professions, if the average person was asked to take a 75% wage cut, you wouldn't be pleased with it,
but can I just point out, you are talking to footballers. Some of these footballers have earned a lot of money over the years, and in my opinion, because just think of it like this, they take a 75% wage cut now with the promise that they'll be sold in the summer to another club, and that club will pay them more wage. In my opinion, every passing day that these players are rejecting these offers of a wage cut, they are bringing Rangers into further trouble.
But you've got to look at it their perspective. If they've got mortgages to pay, children to look after.
But my point is the players who haven't got mortgages to pay, the players who haven't, they have got children to look after maybe, but there are some players in that Rangers squad, in my opinion, I might be wrong, but I think there are players in that squad who are not bottom of the, bottom financially. They're not rock bottom. They could quite easily leave Rangers on a free and go to another club. Stephen Davis. I don't know if he's rejected a deal. I don't know if he's accepted one. But all I'll say about him is, I know Fulham, I know Sunderland, I know Aston Villa, and I know Everton have all in the summer made inquiries about him. He's had a decent season up to now. He could easily leave the club. He's one of the highest earners and get a move back to the Premier League, which, according to you two, is such a great league that you'd want to leave Rangers for.
Well, I think especially with the way Rangers are now, you'd want to go to the Premier League.
Yeah.
But the question, let's say that the worst does happen, that Rangers do go into liquidation. Does that make the SPL as a competitive league does it die as a
well,
competitive
can I
league?
just make the point that, well, you're going to say yes. I will just make the point that it's just been revealed that Stephen Davis, Stephen Naismith, and Stephen Whittaker, the three Stephens, were three of the same